Good evening, social media. This is Cynthia Bennett here with JADASA Live. I know today we were going to talk about nurturing resilience, and we're still going to talk about that. Sometimes we have to, things happen that don't go as planned. That resilience is about that, bouncing back. And so here I am. I am here on JADASA Live, and just going to talk with you and share some things on my heart, share some things about that what's going on in the community, and the need to be resilient, the need to bounce back. Um, First of all, I wanted to thank you guys, whoever is chiming in. I want to thank you for coming in and listening to the JADASA Live, the discussions. Also, we also have previous discussions that's housed in the JADASA website at www.jadasa.org. You can go in there and go to any of the archive messages that we've talked, the discussions that we had previous. If you have something that you want to come on and share, please inbox me at info@jadasa.org. We are now into June with scheduling. And so we would love to for you to come on and share and talk, share your story and to help encourage somebody, because you never know who's watching, and everybody may not be watching at this moment or at this date and hour and time. But believe me, when it's archived and they go in and pull that discussion up, it will probably be at the right opportune time for them. So whatever you have to share that's going to encourage and uplift, we are all for it for the JADASA community. I also want you to like and share this um, discussion, like and share the JADASA page. We also have a YouTube channel, JADASA Live YouTube channel. Go out there and subscribe to it, because we are trying to, we're not trying to, we are serving the community and offering our services and resources and information that's going to help our viewers. They say, knowledge is power. We used to always grow up and say, well, what you don't know won't hurt you. I don't know where we got that from, but sometimes what you don't know, not only would it not will hurt you, what you don't know could possibly kill you sometimes too. So I don't know, some of these cliches that we grew up with, God bless whoever brought them up. We didn't know any better. We just went with it. And so tonight we're going to just talk about nurturing resilience, and resilience is the need to bounce back. Um, it's always to bounce back from setbacks and disappointments and hurts. And believe me, we all have them. There, nobody is on 10 every day. We all have issues that we have to bounce back. We always have setbacks. We deal with life. It's called life. We have life. We have to deal with those issues. If we don't deal with them, it's going to deal with you. So we either want to be proactive or reactive. And I choose to be proactive because I don't like things to come upon me unaware. I don't like surprises. I don't like to be caught off guard. Even though we are in our lives, I don't like it. I'm just saying it. It happens, but I don't like it. I like to be prepared. I like to be proactive. And so, tonight we're just talking about that resilience. What is that? What is it that you need to bounce back from? What is it? We talk about our kids. Kids are resilient. They can cry and be hurt and stuff. Just like if you see a kid, they running and you saying, stop, don't do this, you're going to fall, leave this alone, quit running, quit doing this. And then they run out in the outside and they fall and skid their knee or skim their knee, and they crying and hollering and all that stuff. And once you patch it up and give them put some alcohol on it and wrap it up with band-aid, and then you give them a little kiss or a hug, they back outside playing as if nothing happened like 20 minutes ago, like they was like laying face down on the sidewalk, because they're resilient. They can bounce back. And so sometimes we do have problems bouncing back. Sometimes kids have problems bouncing back. But we as adults, we need to be more resilient. How can we bounce back for trauma? How can we bounce back from setbacks and things that are disappointing? Sometimes it takes a minute. And, sometimes we have to think about, okay, what did I do before when this happened, or when something similar to this happened? How did I get myself out of it? How do I start talking about it? How did I start laughing again or engaging with people? Sometimes we have to go back into our mental shelves, stuff that we put on the shelves and is sitting there and is, dusty, and we haven't touched it. Sometimes we have to go back to our own personal internal shells to find out, okay, this happened similar like this before. What did I do, or who did I talk to, or what things happened that pulled me up out of that? And so sometimes we have to nurture that, because we all get depressed. I get depressed. I have good days, bad days, just like everybody else. I'm human just like everybody else. People get on my nerves. I get on people's nerves. People say stuff I don't like. I'm pretty sure I say stuff people don't like. We all human. And so, but we don't want that to stay and fester on the inside, because it is only harmful to ourselves. Because somebody done offended you and said something, and you done moved on. You done gone on about your business. They're going about their business, but you're still sitting here festering and thinking about that thing, and got all kind of issues on the inside, but you're hurting yourself. You locked yourself in a cage. They're going on. They probably are not even aware that they had offended you or offended somebody, and they're going on wondering why she tripping like that. What's wrong with her? Or what's going on? Or what, and they may ask you, have I done anything? Sometimes when people, what, I'm glad I said that. I watch people when they say that. They say, have I done anything to offend you? And I see people get offended or defensive, as if, well, you should know what you did. Sometimes people don't know really what they have done. If they have, and they're asking you, have I done anything to offend you? Because some people really don't know. And I notice a lot of times, often, more often than not, when somebody say that, the other person tends to get defensive, as if you're trying to, play dumb, or you trying to act like, you just don't know what's going on. Sometimes people are not even thinking that. Their minds are on stuff. I'm telling you, what's been going on the last, 18, 12, 13 months, people minds are just everywhere. People are just trying to grasp hold of life. People are just trying to live, trying to figure out how to survive, trying to deal with loss, trying to regroup. There is just a lot of stuff that's going on, and sometimes we have to, look at the big picture, look at the whole thing, as if, is this person really, did they really intended to say that to me? Did they really? Sometimes you got to talk to yourself, and reason with yourself, and say, hey, wait up, you know what? I know this is what this person said, but let me see. Did she really mean it that way? Am I overreacting? Because sometimes we do overreact, especially women. Now men do too, but we do overreact. And so I just talk about resilience. Even we deal with domestic abuse, we deal with people that's been neglected and going through all kind of things. And I'm gonna tell you, when a person has been abused, whether it's physically, sexually, emotionally, verbally, intellectually, financially, whatever type of abuse, sometimes it's hard to be as resilient as you would like. That doesn't make you weak. That doesn't make you uh, someone that just can't get it together. Everybody has their time. Everybody has a space. My time may be, okay, 2 weeks. Okay. I'm done. I'm done with this. I'm not gonna tolerate it no more. I'm not gonna cry about it. That's 2 weeks. Well, it may take somebody else 2 months, but because it takes them a different time frame than you, it doesn't make you more stronger than them, and it doesn't make them more weaker than you. Everybody just has a time when they have to recoup and come around and bring that thing to fruition. And so resilience is about bouncing back. We can't put time frames on it, because somebody will bounce back quicker than you, and then you may bounce back quicker than somebody else. But as long as you bounce back, the point is we don't want you to stay there. You know, we're about educating, we're about edifying, and we're about encouraging. Because what? If we educate you about uh, the dynamics of abuse and sexual abuse and domestic, if we can educate you, then it can transform in your mind. Because if we take you from one location to another location physically, and then there has been no transformation in your mind, there has been no education. All we did was just move you from one physical location to the next. And eventually, you'll go back to that, and they have gone back to that abusive situation or that unhealthy situation, because it doesn't necessarily always have to be abuse. It could be just an unhealthy situation. You will go back to that, because if there has not been any educating, there has not been any encouraging or edifying, building you up to let you know, hey, you got this. I'm here for you. You're bigger than that. You're stronger than that. You're prettier than that. You're smarter than that. When you build somebody up, then you're encouraging them to go forward. But if there's no educating and there's no edifying and then there's no encouraging, people will eventually still go back, because there hasn't been anything, sorry, there has not been anything that has resonated or changed their mind. And so that's what JADASA is about. We're dealing with that in the community. We're dealing with that with the women and the children. We got a new program that I am so excited about. I can't wait to share with you, because this is going to help the women and the teens and our preteens, girls. This is going to help them come out of poverty situations. It's going to help them come out of abusive situations. It's going to help them to be self-sufficient. It's going to give them self-esteem, increase their self-esteem, and it's an awesome program. So I can't wait till we communicate it to the public what we're doing. But we got some things in the works, in the background, and of course, me, I get anxious, but I have to just kind of calm it down, because I want to make sure it's in time, God's timing, and that I'm doing it the way He wants me to do it, and I don't step out. Because when we step out, we mess stuff up. I don't know about you, but I do. So when I step out before Him, I tend to mess it up. And so God is letting me know, I don't need your help. I just need you to stand there and wait and let me, and you watch me. I'm not going to watch you. You follow me. And so, waiting and following, sometimes we have an issue with that as women, and I'm not the only one. We have a problem with that, because we like to hurry up and get stuff done, and we like to multitask, and we do stuff our own selves. And next, like, okay, you know what? I can do this. I can do A, B, and C, while this person is just doing A. Because we always multitasking, and so we have to make sure that we stand still and listen for our lives, for our futures, for our well-being. And so when we have these issues, when things come up, these disappointment comes up. Yeah, I always tell the women, we're emotional beings. Emotions are going to fly. If you have to cry, cry. Get it out. Because guess what? If you keep it in, it's going to come out at the most unopportune time, the wrong time, and it's going to come out wrong. Because what it is, you have let that thing build up on the inside, and you explode. All somebody have to do is just ask you one simple question, probably like, I don't know, where is the jar of peanut butter? That has nothing to do with nothing, but it was at the wrong time, because you had already built up some stuff in you that you didn't let out, and all of a sudden you just blurt stuff out, and they're looking at you like, well, I just asked where was the peanut butter. Had nothing to do with the other thing. And so we are emotional beings. Let your emotions fly. God gave us emotions for a reason. Okay. So you don't just keep them bottled in, because then once you go and blow it out on somebody else, now you done damaged that relationship or that person. Now you got to go and try to fix that one too. So you just got trail behind trail behind trail trying to fix stuff, because we just didn't allow the natural flow of things to occur. If you have to cry, cry. But after you cry, regroup, pull it back in, bounce back. Your bounce back, and you decide how long you're gonna deal with. And let me tell you, when we deal with women and children, and they going through something, don't be hissing and how long she gonna keep going through this? Why she keep doing this? Don't do that because they have to get in their minds themselves. They're tired. They have to reason with themselves. You just be there. I put a post out a couple of days ago, I think. Maybe it was last week, about someone asking, why won't she just leave? Don't ask that question. We need to be there the way they need us to be there. Because what we do, we want to be there for people the way we want to be there for them. So we already having our in our mind, I'm gonna do this and this and this. If she don't stop, if he don't stop, I'm done. But you've already put it in your mind how you are going to be present for them. You're not helping them. You're trying to help yourself, and you're damaging them. You're not helping them because they may need you to be there for them in this way, and you trying to be there for them that way, and it's not working. And a lot of times, women and children and men, because we do have men we deal with who deal in with abusive situations and abusive relationships and stuff. A lot of time it's fear. People don't stay in stuff just because they want to stay in it. You got kids, and if you're not working, you're trying to figure out how I'm gonna pay for the kids, food, where we go live. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, let's just be for real. People ain't trying to take in folks that got 3 and 4, 5 kids in your house. They ain't trying to do that no more. They used to do that, but you got 2 and 3 folks, and maybe you ain't even got to have 2 and 3. Just have one, and that one is just loud, and you act like you can't control that one, and you trying to go over Aunt Susie's house, and Aunt Susie, all she got is her cats, and they quiet. She not letting you in that house. And so we have to learn how to feel like we're going to be there for the people that we're going to be there the way they need us. Because I'm gonna tell you, that is more advantageous for them. That is more of a healing balm to them. Because I'm going to tell you, it happens all the time. When people feel like when they didn't bounce back as much as you felt, and when they did bounce back, and they go back and rethink about how you handle situations, then they become bitter with you. Then they start tripping with you, and you like, well, what's going on? I was that. No, they looking at how you either rush them, or you act like you didn't want to be bothered, or when they need you, it wasn't the way they needed you. It was the way you wanted them to need you. And then all that stuff they play in their minds, like, you know what? I was going through this, and this is the way she was acting. And then they got all this stuff going in their minds, and then they start tripping with you. And then they start having resentments. Because I'm gonna tell you, people, when they're going through now, they're not thinking about all that right now. But when they come out of it, and when they go back and think back over what they went through, and they just in their mind travel through, and they think about all the people who helped them, who didn't help them, who talked about them, who put them out, who helped them find it. They go through all of that. Those that helped, those that didn't, and they compartmentalize you. And then all of a sudden you wondering why they, giving you the hands in the spirit. They giving you the hand, talk to the hand, or whatever they do it. Don't talk to the face, talk to the hand. Or they giving you this brush off feeling, because they are looking back over whatever that situation was, and they are looking at how you handle them and how do you handle it. And especially if they find out you done talked about some of the stuff they went through, then now that's another issue. So everybody has to learn how to be resilient. Everybody has to learn how to bounce back. Everybody has to learn how to deal with setbacks and disappointments. Everybody is not going to deal with it the same way. Everybody is not going to deal with it the same way. The thing is, you want to make sure you don't re-traumatize people or yourself. Because sometimes we can constantly look at things and kind of keep thinking about uh, issues, and we re-traumatize our own selves. Then all of a sudden we get down and depressed. I'm guilty of that as well. I'm being transparent, okay? Think about stuff, and then all of a sudden you start crying again, or your lips poked out, or you don't want to do that. We do it all. So I'm here to be transparent to tell you I've been there, done that, been there and done that. But I go back and learn. So what are some of the things we can do to help bounce back from your resilience, to be more resilient, to be more uh to get over the disappointments and the setbacks? One, take your time, and I talked about that. Don't put a time on it. My time is different from your time. You're not gonna rush me, okay? I can't. I'm not dealing with that. I can't. I'm not feeling this right now. Well, girl, you've been dealing with that for a month. That's okay. It might be another month. That's my time. So take your time. Don't let nobody rush you. Don't let nobody put a timeline on it. You heal and go through your healing process the way you need to. Don't look at somebody else. Looking at somebody else is only going to frustrate you and disappoint you, and then probably give you more anguish, because you'll be like, okay, why I'm still dealing with this, and they done moved on. That's them. Don't look at nobody else. Actually, put these blinders, these spiritual blinders on. Those blinders they will put on horses on the side of their eyes. That way they can look straight ahead. And then if they look to the left or right, they can't see anybody because they got blinders on. Put you some spiritual blinders on, and don't look at nobody else. Cynthia Bennett is talking to herself as well. I'm helping me as well. And so I just want you to know, put your spiritual blinders on. Take your time. Don't put a time on it. You will know when you are healed from something. And let me tell you how you know you were healed from. I have a book I wrote, and it's called A Healing of Your Memories. And I don't have that book with me. It's in the closet. I don't want to get up because I'm on live. But it's at Amazon. I have a book. It's called A Healing of Your Memories. And let me tell you, this is how you will know that you are healed from your memories. When the memory comes up and you do not have those same feelings as if you are going through the same thing when it happened. If you don't have all those feelings when you start crying, or you getting upset, or you can't function, that's when you know that you may be healed physically. The scars are gone. You can't see the scars. That's gone. Somebody, said something to you, you may have forgotten about it. Emotional, it's inside. So until you are can recall whatever that situation is, and it don't affect you the way it affected you when it first happened, then you know you are healed in your memories. That's the last thing to be healed, your memories. You could be healed, this heals what? Skin regenerates. But the memories, that emotional stuff, that's going to take some time. So you don't let nobody rush you when you are trying to bounce back from something. Take your time. And guess what? If they always in your ear, don't let nobody use you as a human trash can. Don't let them put no garbage in your ear. Don't let them keep showing you, if somebody you trying to get over, if it was a female, y'all was friends and she, did something, or she betrayed you, don't let nobody keep, every time you look around, they showing you pictures of them, or all of a sudden they done became friends and they want to show you, that's garbage. Don't let them feed you with that garbage through your gates, your ear gates, your eye gates, and your mouth. Don't even speak it. So you are not a human trash can. And so when somebody is trying to feed you garbage, you need to cut them off. I'm not saying cut them off forever, but you need to cut them off at this time until you heal, until you become resilient and you can bounce back from whatever that thing that you need to bounce back from. So another thing, not only did you take time, you need to redraw some boundaries. No, we're not going there no more. We're not going there. I'm not going to let you take me there. You have to put boundaries down, because a lot of people, if you don't have boundaries, they'll walk over you, they'll say anything, they'll do anything. People treat you the way you allow them to treat you. People handle you the way you allow them to handle you. People talk to you the way you allow them to talk to you. You set boundaries because you're letting them know, no, this is where we're going. This is my boundaries. This is my safe space. And you only let a few people, you can't let everybody in your space, everybody in your face. You can't let everybody know, get close to you because everybody, you know, at the time, they may mean well. At the time, I'm not gonna say everybody is there to dog you out or hurt you or stuff, but at that particular time, they may mean you well. But you have to be careful because everybody shouldn't be your personal space should be few, few, and few is three. You should have few. You shouldn't have 25 friends and all of them in your close space. That's too much chaos. Because guess what? When something go down, you gonna be trying to go through all 25 of them friends to figure out what's going on. It's gonna be a big mess. It always happens. I've seen it too many times. You can have friends. I'm not saying you can't, but you have to compartmentalize because you have to make sure you are protecting your heart, you're protecting your intellect, you're protecting your mind, you're protecting things about you. You want to make sure you're doing that. So you have to make sure you are with redrawing your boundaries because what you allowed before, okay, you know what? I allowed you to come this close to me. No, now this has happened, whatever that this is, okay, I'm gonna have to step you back maybe 5 feet. That is your new boundary. And so you have to, that's with anybody. That's with family. Let me tell you, family will trip. I'm not even just talking about friends. It could be your family as well. You have to learn how to set boundaries with people because I have been through it so many times. Family, they be, you know, the ones that's close to you, your family and your friends, the ones that's close to you, they are the ones that will hurt you the most because guess what? They're close to you. They know your ends. You know how the people always tell you, well, I remember when you this. I remember this. They always want to take you back there. Well, you go back there. I'm not going back there. You go back there. And while you back there, stay on the other side of that line because this is your new boundary. So you have to reset the boundaries for you so you can bounce back, so you can become resilient, so you can deal with disappointments and setbacks more effectively for your healing. Because of course it's gonna happen again, but guess what? When you learn, you're gonna learn something from each one. You're gonna learn something from that particular incident where you're gonna handle a little bit different than the last time. Because guess what? You know, we always talk about in the Christendom that everything is a test. And you either go pass that test or you go retake that test until you pass that test. And so, again, I'm talking to myself. If you constantly going through the same thing, okay, figure out what it is that you have not passed. Because until you pass that test, it's going to come around again and again. So when you get tired, say, okay, you know what? Wait a minute. This is not working. Just like a person that's dealing with abuse, you constantly going back, the abuse get worse because you're constantly going back. It gets worse. It never gets better. It gets worse. So learn from whatever it is. Okay, you know what? This person is a clown. I'm not going back. I'm not going to even deal with this person because you're bigger than that. You're important than that. You're smarter than that. You are more than enough. Do not let anybody tell you, you don't have enough for this. You are more than enough. You are more than enough for that person, whether it's a intimate partner, whether it's just a friend, a girlfriend, whether it's your kid. Come on, let's go there because some of these kids be tripping. I've heard about some elderly abuse case. Come on, I can't even wrap my mind around that one because you hit on mom and daddy, and now some of these kids, grandma and grand. Now God just gonna have that's not an area I'm dealing with. I deal with women and children with abuse, but the elderly abuse, God working on me because I only heard of one case. And I just felt so sorry for the person. And, quit talking to people like that. You know, they done got old and raised you, and you the grandchild, and then you want to turn around and clap back on them. No, that's not going to work. So, two, take your time. The second one, redraw your boundaries. And this third one is so huge. It's so huge. And I want to make sure I say it because we as women, we got to do better with this one, with ourselves. And the third one is forgive yourself. Oh my God, forgive yourself. We are quick to forgive others, and that's, we're supposed to, but we are so hard on ourselves. I mean, we it takes forever for us to forgive ourselves. You know, we beat ourselves down, we browbeat ourselves, we constantly relive that stuff, we re-traumatize ourselves, we abuse our own selves. Oh, I wish I would have, could have, did. I wish I didn't, hadn't, all that stuff. Okay, we did it. It happened. Move on. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself so you can heal. Because a lot of times, some of us are holding ourselves back because we will not forgive ourselves. We are constantly living in the past. Oh my God, I just can't believe I allowed that to happen. I can't believe I fell for that. I can't believe I didn't see that. Okay, you fell for it. Okay, you fell for it. Okay, you didn't see it. Okay, you didn't see it. Okay, you went back. Okay, you did that. Forgive yourself and move on. Forgive yourself and move on. Because now, if you don't forgive yourself, you have held your own self hostage. You to put your own self in a cage, and you can't go forward because of you. Nobody else. You. Forgive yourself. We are hard on ourselves. And I know we are nurturing people. We just nurturing women because we always taking care of the husband, we taking care of the kids, we taking care of our elderly parents. Sometimes some of us taking care of siblings if we the oldest, nieces, grandkids, we taking care of the cat and the dog. We just taking care of everything, and we let ourselves go. And sometimes we are just hard on ourselves because we don't forgive. We won't forgive ourselves. We're harder on ourselves than other people. I find myself doing that sometimes. I have to check myself, like, you know what? You need to get it together. And I tell God, you know what? You're gonna have to help me. Because if you don't help me, I'm not gonna be helped. And be honest and be real. God, if you don't help me, I'm not going to be helped because I can't do it by myself. And be real about it. Be real with yourself. With so in order to be more resilient, to be able to bounce back from our setbacks and our disappointments and the negative things that happen because of life, regardless whether we stepped in it on ourselves or it just happened to happen to us, you know, forgive yourself. And then the fourth one is knowledge is power. That's what I told you about JADASA. We educate, edify, and encourage. Educate you about the dynamics of abuse. Know the red flags. Know the symptoms. Because I'm gonna tell you, most abusers they are very charismatic, very charismatic. Because I'm gonna tell you, it happens all the time. A person who's being abused, they will tell somebody about the stuff they're going through, and the first thing that person like, what? Like you can't even hardly believe she's saying this about this other person because they have showed you a total different side than what she's living or what he's living. Because men get abused too. I'm not gonna say they don't. And so they are very charismatic. They know how to talk the talk. They know how to act the way they're gonna act. They know how to. They're so accommodating and loving and understanding. They're all these things, and they make you sit back and you like, I wish my husband was like that. I wish my wife was like that. And you not knowing what they dealing with. All you see is like our pastor say at church, you see the representative. You see the person that came to represent the person. That's what you're looking at, the representative. And people represent on your first date when you going out with somebody, you gonna make sure your hair is right, your makeup is right, you gonna make sure your clothes is right, you gonna be smelling good, you gonna make sure, I mean, just everything, you gonna be dainty, you're not gonna be ordering that steak and potato and dessert because you don't want them to know how much you eat. So you go get a salad and probably some trinkets or crickets or crinkets or whatever you call those things. That's the representative. That's the person that is uh um what is it coming on your behalf in a very positive way. When you presenting you, they're your presentation. Presentations are all pretty and nice, and how we want to present ourselves. That's what they're presenting. But then when you get to know that joker for real, and then you tell somebody all what you're going through, and the first thing there is like, really? So and so like that? Really, he did that? And the worst thing you can do is try to respond to a person that's telling you what's going on in their life in a doubtful way. What? Really? Because what it is, you're placing doubt on their story. So guess what? If you're placing doubt on them, they're not gonna. First of all, they're not gonna tell you too much anymore. And then second of all, it's gonna take them a while to try to get up the courage to share again, because they're gonna feel like they're gonna be doubt. They're not gonna be believed. And most survivors and victims, that's their number one issue, that they won't be believed if they come forward. And sometimes we have to be careful with our response, with our body language. I always tell them, I'm so sorry that happened to you. I'm so sorry, because they said it happened to them. Who am I to believe? Oh no, I'm just gonna come out first, be supportive. I am so sorry that happened to you. Because what you're acknowledging what they have just told you. You're acknowledging that. And so those are part of the things of understanding and educating and edifying, because these are things you're educating survivors as a family members. You're educating as bystanders. We're educating, and we need to know that, because we got these cases that have been happening with these women that's being killed by these men. This is out of control. There's another case. Everybody heard about the one particular case about a few weeks ago about the young lady who was killed, her kids and stuff, And then there's another case that just happened last Wednesday. 19-year-old was killed by her boyfriend, and he shot her mama. This is out of control. And so what we do, we need to educate the community, edify them, build them up, and encourage them, to let them know, hey, you can do it, you can make it, you can do it on your own. We need those things, and we need you to help us. We need those fundings. We need we need we need funding. We need a building. We are working hard and talking with um officials about what we need, because this is something that one organization can't do it. It's going to take multiple people coming together. It's going to take multiple people to coming together. And so this is just some of the things we're educating the women about, the men and the children, about the dynamics, because I'm going to tell you, abuse is diabolical. It is diabolical. You're constantly unraveling stuff, and it goes deep. Things happen. Something happened here, and then it manifests over there. It don't always manifest right at that moment. It may manifest somewhere down the line. And so we are here, and that's what we're doing. That's what this platform is for. We bring people um, on the discussion to share information, to help our viewers, and we archive these discussions. So if anybody want to go to our web page, they can go back to the web page and they can pull up those discussions, and it will help you. It's always there. And that's what we're doing, trying to educate and provide resources to our community. And we can't do that without you all. So you guys, we need you guys to help us help families, help the women, help the children. Again, we have a program that's coming up. I'm excited about it, and I can't share it right just as yet, but I am really excited about it, and I am really trying to work with some of the officials and talking to behind the scenes to see what we can do to move forward, especially in the North County area where we are located. Not saying that we're just going to help people in North County, but we need some things. We need more resources. We need more facilities because one and two is just not going to get it. North County is bigger than one and two facilities. And so take your time and how you can bounce back from disappointments, how you can become more resilient, how you can deal with setbacks and trauma. Don't re-traumatize people. Don't re-traumatize yourself. The way you talk, the way you handle people, you can re-traumatize folks. Re-traumatize yourself. Take your time. Everybody's time clock is different. It may take you 2 months. It may take this other person 2 weeks. That's her time. That's your time. Don't look at somebody else and wondering why you still dealing with what you're dealing with and they look like they're going on. That's their time. Yours is different. Don't look at somebody else's. Also, redraw your boundaries. Remember, again, you may have given up your boundaries, may have loosened the boundaries. You may have allowed people to come across certain boundaries. But once they cross those boundaries, you need to redraw your boundaries again. So you don't go through the same issue with that person, whatever that person is, or whatever it is that they did. Now, as the saying said, my daughter put something out on Facebook the other day, and I had to laugh. She said, "You fooled me once, that's my fault. Your fault. You fooled me twice, that's my fault." So, redraw your boundaries. Don't give the same person the same boundary or the same closeness, the proximity of you. Don't let them into your inner circle. If they was once there and they betrayed you and they're out, don't be careful. Be careful and look at your boundaries because you don't want people to get close to you to re-traumatize you, to hurt you again, to take you through unnecessary drama. We deal with life as it is. With all this stuff going on with COVID and everything else, we got it's enough drama going on in the world, okay? That we don't need added drama and added issues added to it. Third one, the big one I always say that we as women, mostly women, and I can say that because I'm a woman. I can't speak for men because I'm not a man. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. As long as you are holding yourself hostage, as long as you are holding something over your head, as long as you are constantly revisiting that thing that traumatized you, that hurt you, that set you back, that abused you, as long as you keep revisiting that, and you keep saying, "Oh, I wish I had did this. I wish I had done that. I wish I could have thought of this. I wish I had seen that. I hate that I didn't see that coming. I don't know why I fell for that third, fourth, sixth, seventh, eighth time." Okay, whatever. You did it. Whatever. Forgive yourself and move on. Don't stay there. Because if you stay there, you can't grow. If you stay there, you can't move forward. Don't stay in that place. Because what it is, you have given that situation power over your life, and it doesn't need to be. We all messed up, been there, done that. I could tell you some messed up situations. We all have messed up before, been there, done that. But guess what? I move on. Yeah, I messed up, but I'm not gonna stay there, and I'm not gonna let you keep me there. And so you have to take control of that because we know abuse, the two things the abusers like is power and control. Sometimes we can't give them that power and control. They like to they like to thrive in darkness and secrecy, but they like power and control. So we break that. We don't give them. We don't even want that. We don't want that situation to control us. So don't give it the power. Don't give it any. Let it go. So take your time, redraw your boundaries, forgive yourself. Just tell yourself right now, "I forgive me." I'm going to say it to myself. I forgive me. I want everybody that's out here listening, point to yourself and say, "I forgive me." Put it in the atmosphere, speak it, tell yourself you forgive you. Whatever it is that you're holding out back, whatever it is that you constantly talking about, whatever it is that you are still crying over, or still hurt about, or still holding yourself hostage about, let it go and say, I forgive me. I messed up, but I forgive me. I shouldn't have said it, but I forgive me. I shouldn't have went there. I forgive me. I shouldn't have given him another chance, but I forgive me. I shouldn't have did that, but I forgive me. Always, whatever it is, put that but behind it. I forgive me. I want you to always say that, because that is how you're going to be resilient. That is how you're going to be able to bounce back from trauma and setbacks and disappointments. Because life that happens anyway. It happens anyway. So we want you to do that. Knowledge is power. Learn some things, ask questions, talk to some people. Be careful who you talk to. You got to pray about it and ask who you can talk to, because you can't talk to everybody. And everybody don't need to know your business, and everybody can't even help you. Some people, they can't even help you because they dealing with some stuff. Thank you. Good. I forgive me. Thank you. I like that. Yes, that's what you tell yourself. And then the fifth thing I want you to do, I want you to take back your story. That's your story. It's your story to tell. It's your story to give. It's your story to share. Don't let nobody tell your story. You tell your story. You narrate your own story. You are the narrator of your story. Okay? You don't let nobody tell your story for you. You don't let nobody tell what you've done, how you done it, what you went through. You only know that. You tell what you want, when you want it, where you want it, and how you want it. Tell your own story. Take back your story, because you're in control of that. And so here we had other things that we was going to do today, but things happen, life happens. You have to be resilient, right? You have to just go with the flow. Things happen. Life just happens. Folks busy. I understand that. And so I want you guys to know, be resilient in wherever you are in your life. If it's dealing with ministry, things may not be happening the way you feel it should be happening. Maybe you fell off the wagon, or you didn't go the route you're supposed to go. Okay, forgive yourself, bounce back. Maybe that job you didn't get, maybe you got fired from your job, maybe you got laid off, maybe you didn't get that promotion, or whatever it is, okay, bounce back. God got something else. I'm talking to myself as well, okay? Maybe, you dealt with a situation, a relationship. It didn't go the way you wanted to. It didn't end the way you wanted to. Maybe you stayed in it too long. Maybe you stayed longer than you should have. Whatever. Bounce back. Forgive yourself. Because this is about you. This is not about the kids right now. This is not about him or her. This is not about your family. This is not about your friends. This is about you. And what a thing I want you to do is take care of you. Be selfish with yourself. This is time to be selfish with yourself. It's the time to regroup, whatever it is you got to do. Regroup. If you need to take you some meat, I tell you know what, why do we have a problem taking me time? And I'm talking to myself. I cannot for the life of me take a nap in the day. And I want to, I'm like, okay, I really need to I just want to take maybe a 15-minute shut eye just to lay down. I don't know. It's just like I'm always feel like I gotta do something. And I don't know why we do that. And I'm working on myself with that. The other stuff, I don't have no problem. I forgive me. I'm not gonna let people put stuff over my head. You're not gonna browbeat me. I have boundaries. I promise you I have boundaries. So I don't have a problem with that. But taking care of me, some me time, you know, I want you to be selfish. I want you to be selfish. I used to do this when my kids were younger. When they would come in from school, they were at the time, I think they were in high school or something. They would come in for school and they would say, well, mama this, mama that. And I always say, hold up, wait a minute. Cause I would come in with them because I would pick them up. My husband would already be home. I'll say, Give me 30 minutes. Don't ask me nothing. Don't tell me. Don't say where's something at. Don't nothing. Nothing. Don't ask me what we eating for dinner. Nothing for 30 minutes. Let me just cool down. I had to get. I'm going. I'm getting back to that now, and it's just me and my husband in the house, and I'm getting back to that now because sometimes you know we come in kicking off shoes, throwing a purse on the corner, washing our hands, and we go right there start cooking dinner after we then came from our jobs or came from the community or doing something. We just go from A, B, C, and D without just stopping, sitting down. Sometimes we don't sit down until we get ready to take a bath and go to bed. We constantly coming in just moving, moving, moving. And we need to stop that. We need to be able to take care of ourselves because I'm gonna tell you, I've been on the track and I've seen this more often. I told my husband, this is not gonna be me. I have seen couples on the track walking, and the man is walking just all upright, straight back, just walking. And the woman all bent over like she almost need a cane walking. I said, nope, that is not gonna be me. That is not gonna be me because life weighed her down. You know how we do carrying stuff, carrying bags, but she just kind of was bent over, and she actually, I don't even know if she was older than him, but I was just looking at the body posture. You know, we come in doing 25 things. Most men, and I ain't gonna say all, because most, they come in, sit down, and watch TV until it's time to eat dinner. We come in doing 25 things after we came out off our jobs. We got to stop it. Learn how to bounce back. You know, I know that was another piece, but I just want you guys to know. I mean, I love you. We're talking about resilience, being able to bounce back from setbacks, whatever that setback is. It don't always necessarily have to be a relationship with a significant other or intimate partner. It could be relationships on your job, relationship with your friends, relationship with your kids, relationship with your families. You know, relationships affects relationship with God, your spirituality may be, on the brinks or something, or you may be lukewarm. I don't know. I'm not even going all into that, but I'm just saying relationships affects relationships. And so, whatever you are, whatever it is you're dealing with, we have to learn how to bounce back from it. And so, I'm just asking you to do those things. Take your time, redraw your boundaries, forgive yourself, understand that knowledge is power, and take back your story. Do not let nobody tell your story for you because can nobody tell it like you can tell it. And so I love you all. I appreciate you all. Please like and share this. Like and share this because the more people that we have that come in, that look at it's helping the people, it's helping the community. It's all about helping and getting the information out there. We're working on multiple platforms that we're trying to get our messaging out. So we just got a lot of things that we're working on behind the scenes. And I can't do it without you. I need your help. I need the community because guess what? JADASA is the community, and JADASA is a part of the community. And because you are the community, you are a part of JADASA. And I appreciate that, and I appreciate everything that you do and have done. And so, with that being said, I will be looking forward to seeing you guys next time. God bless and good night.